if I see that he's doing something, for instance, if he gets Zerg and gets a lot of Zerglings, Zealots do much better against Zerglings than Immortals do against Zerglings. So I might go 3 gateways and then my robotics facility. Or there are all sorts of variations depending on the race and what type of thing is coming.
Definitely. So you can go ahead and start the game. I'm definitely ready to try to cheese you. And this is just to demonstrate how safe the build is.
It will demonstrate how safe it is. And if I lose, well, we're in trouble. But we'll lose all credibility, and we're just going to the channel's just going to completely empty out, and that will not be good. So, all right, pressure's on. I can't afford to lose.
But I will probably, I will not be holding back on my micro or anything like this. I'm not going to be playing like a bronze level newbie. This is really hopefully going to show the power of this build to hold off cheese. Because really in the early matches, many of my friends, many people I know, many people I've talked to that have lost games are due to like, well, he did this cheese, I didn't know how to handle it because I didn't see it. That's really true, because in the Bronze League and stuff like that, it's just completely unpredictable what's going to happen. So doing a safe build like this, getting it down and practicing it, you'll just survive so much more, and you just have so much more stuff than the other guy. You can't possibly lose due to micro. So.
Absolutely. Now, for those of you who are watching, I just want to let you know that I am scouting at 9 because I do not know what race he is, and because this is on a very close position map, I want to know exactly what he's up to. So that is why I'm scouting at 9 as opposed to 13, which is when that's my personal style. So he's playing as Protoss, which has me scared because that's his main race. Yeah, I'm slightly scared now that I'm going to die. Now, notice I'm not going to wall off against him this time because he is playing as Protoss. It is not good to wall off against Protoss. It doesn't give you as good of a concave because I'm going to likely want ranged units if he's trying to cheese me. So I want to have as little resistance to my units being on the edge as possible. And we'll go from there.
Yeah, you really you sometimes want to wall off against Terran if you're doing a sort of advanced expo build, but for the most part you really only want to block your ramp off against Zerg just because those Zerglings are just terrifying.
Absolutely. Yeah, nothing like Zerglings to ruin your day, eh?
Haha. Yeah, I've lost so many games to stupid Zergling run-bys, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's a thing as being Protoss, you're going to lose to Zergling run-bys. That's just the way the game plays.
Yeah.
One thing, which we'll talk about when we get to 2-base play styles and things like that, often leaving a defending Zealot walling off your ramp, particularly against Zerg, is something very prudent to do. Alright, now, one thing to note, I've seen that he's gone double gas. I guess we'll probably talk more about that sort of stuff later on. One thing you're going to notice when you watch this show, Septile cannot multitask, ever.
Yeah, he'll be talking. Like, we'll be having like a meeting, like, so what do you want to do about this show? And he'll be like, oh yeah, it's going to be awesome, he'll be telling me all about it, then he'll start typing. You can like hear his keys, and you're like, oh, I know what he's doing. He's like responding to an email or something like that. So he just completely zones out and just completely ignores you. It's so annoying sometimes, but...
Sorry.
Yeah, if we're in game and we're trying to explain things, and it doesn't, like, if we miss the timing, we're sorry.
Yes.
Like, there's nothing we can really do about that. It's not like... I guess we could have replays of us playing each other, and we could just pretend like we're playing them in real time. But that would be kind of stupid.
Or we could perhaps review them.
Yeah.
After the posthumously. Okay. Now I did a little bit of a variation. I went 2 gates, then I went a robo because I want to be able to have some units because I don't know exactly what he's doing. He does have a second gas, so I know he's not likely going to be 4-gating me, which is something in PvP you will learn about. And I forgot a pylon. This is going to be good.
Yeah, I think actually for one of the build order days, we're going to be like having like Zark and Terran stuff, like basic expand. And I think we're going to do basic expand builds, or like safe economic builds for those 2 races. I think I'm just going to like, we're going to have a clinic on just how to stop the 4-gate. Like we're going to give you a build, and this is going to be safe. If you do it proper, you won't lose to a 4-gate, hopefully.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, because I still lose to it all the time. It kind of sucks.
Alright, and one thing to note, I am getting a wide variety of units because I don't know exactly what he's up to yet. This is something very safe to do. It's going to maximize your overall win rate if you don't know exactly what your opponent is doing. PvP is sometimes very hard to read, so that is something definitely to think about. But at this point, because of that double gas, and I just saw something that looks like he is possibly coming on an attack. That's why you really want to get that observer out as quickly as possible and make sure that you're watching your minimap. Your minimap is perhaps your greatest tool in this game, or one of the greatest tools. Now notice,
that's a lot of units.
Yeah, he's going to have a very hard time cracking this at this point due to just the sheer amount of units that are up on my ramp at this point. And in fact, I mean, spoiler alert for him, but I'm going to poke out and see what exactly he is up to. Because I want to know where his army is at, and I feel very confident in how large my army is, that I should be able to take care of whatever he's got hidden. Whoa. DT rush. Okay, this is one thing to watch out for. Cloaked units, which is also why it's not the best idea to
move out.
Move out, yes. And see, even players like me can make mistakes. Now I just need to get my observer back in my base, which they are very, very slow until you get that upgrade.
No.
And also, get your workers back to mining as quickly as possible. And also, when you are dealing with these sorts of plays, make sure that you pump out a second observer. And if you are running low on workers, it is often best to go immediately. Yeah, well, for one, chrono boost, and number two, you want to be able to focus on mineral mining first, and then get gas when you can afford it.
Yeah.
Because it is much more important to have lots of minerals. Minerals are tasty, so get them. And at this point, I'm not going to be moving out against his army because he has done a very good job with that harass. I am now chronoing out a whole bunch of probes like a madman, trying to catch up with him, and trying to keep up an army production as well. And now I just have to poke. At this point, my scouting is to assess what exactly he has coming my way, which looks like a lot of units. Which then, it's all about picking the best place to engage, which you note I'm going to snipe that off. I feel mighty good about that.
Mighty good.
Oh boy.
Do you have any guesses of predictions that is a follow coming up after a DT rush?
Well, for one thing, I can tell you that it's going to be Archon. For one thing, I saw it, but it is also a very common thing to see on the ladder. It is very powerful because force fields then become pretty much useless because whatchamacalls'em do not really stop them.
We have Zava.
Yes, I do. This is quite entertaining to see you try and zap it, though.
No, screw it. Was it even in drop?
Nope.
Are you serious? That's upsetting. Okay. And this is a bad thing. Okay, I think I can hold this off.
Well, let's see. I'm going to find out. And at this point, you have multiple decisions. In my place, you could just possibly, after pushing that back, you can expand, or you can go on the attack, which is what I'm just going to do for reasons of brevity.
Yep. I want my probes alive.
Oh crap! And this is the value of micro, see?
Micro! I want that dead. That probably actually was a terrible decision, but...
That's alright. We're all making terrible decisions here. Alright, and this is also probably a terrible decision, trying to chase his army down as opposed to just trying to kill him.
Oh, do you have a forward pylon somewhere?
Nope. Which is something I should definitely work on.
Yeah.
Sweet. And that is the safety of the 3-gate Robo.
And I even, like, that's, like, safe, and I transitioned, I thought, pretty well. I kind of mismacroed a little bit. I probably could have had a couple more units in that final engagement.
Heck, we could even watch that. I mean, if we really wanted to, we can even analyze. I mean, if we look at the resource count, he was ahead in resources. He did a good job. He got a second base. But despite the fact that he had a second base and more resources, which I'm going to look at the economy breakdown. Yeah, you had way more average unspent resources than me.
But my macro is bad when I'm trying to cast. It's kind of bad.
It's all good. But
one thing to learn from that. Oh, sorry, I completely cut you off. Oh dear, I feel so bad. Go ahead.
No, that's completely fine. I was just going to say that despite all that, the fact that he had more resources, it was a very solid opener. I had more units than him, and I was not that far behind in economy. In fact, if we look at the worker count, I was 6 workers behind. One thing I'm going to really stress from the very beginning, always be building workers until you get to like 70.
Yep. And
be expanding. That is something to look forward to. I mean, as bronze, it gets a little bit complicated, and we'll talk about those timings more as we go into the future with, that'll probably be more like Silver and Gold League specifically. Expansion timings and things like that. We look at the graphs, even army value. Look how solid the graphs were. I mean, he had more money coming in, and yet I was able to still come over top of him on that. We look at the resource collection rate. He was consistently over top of me. In fact, he did a great job with that DT rush, able to take down a whole bunch of probes right there and stop mining.
That's literally the fastest DT rush on the face of the planet. There's not a faster DT rush that exists.
And I mean, the other thing being, I had an observer out at that point. I had just moved out with that observer, unfortunately for me. So good job for Veritas with the timing. So he's able to take out a lot of workers. So that's just something really to see with that.
Yeah. Even though I did a lot of damage, my production just wasn't on par with that.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't produce enough units. Like, even though I had the economy, I was just then starting getting my 6th gateway down. So, I mean, if he wouldn't have attacked at that moment, when he had, like, the peak of his units and such, I probably would have been able to roll over him. But then again, I went for a really risky open. So.
Absolutely. But you did make me pay for it, so it's true. It was very solid. All right. So what are we popping into next? The Terran builds, then?
We will. And if you guys have any questions about the Protoss builds,
yes,
I would consider us Protoss experts since we both play it.
We both ladder as Protoss have been playing. I've played probably close to 1,200 games now as Protoss, and Veritas is Masters. So yeah, he probably trumps that with just It just sounds good when I'm a Protoss Masters. You know, I can just say that.
Hopefully Grandmaster soon, maybe next season.
That's his goal. You know, my goal is to be Masters and everything.
Yeah. My New Year's resolution is Grandmaster by the end of the year.
That's his. All right. So, just
hopefully everyone's New Year's resolution will come true, and I'm waving my arms around in happiness. New Year's resolutions, but you can't see me.
I know.
Maybe we'll be able to fix that soon. Maybe I'll get a camera and.
That would be good. And we'll be able to put it like over. I mean, like I love how I'm pointing at my laptop, which you guys can't see, but like we'll put it like where the Septil logo thing is. Yeah, and we can see both of us then. It will be cool.
That would be cool.
That would be really cool. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. But alrighty, gonna be jumping into the next game. Which would you like to start with first, the 2 Tech Lab or the 2 Reactors build?
Let's go ahead and do the 2 Reactor one because that's probably gonna be more common, and then we'll go into the 2 Tech Lab one, and we'll just like go at 4 times speed through it, just basically to show you how it is.
Yep.
This is the Terran 3 racks, and I'm getting called. Oh dear. 1 second, let me mute my mic and answer this.
Okay. We'll give him a second here. For those of you who might be just joining us, my name is Septi. I'm here with Veritas, and we are starting up our new show, The Build Clinic, which will be followed then by Bronze to Masters, which our goal is to see you guys, for those of you who might be in the lower leagues, whether they be Bronze, Silver, Gold, Platinum, Diamond, or anything else, we want to be able to get you to the very highest level of play that StarCraft 2 has to offer and be able to really, really improve your play, and we're trying to round you as a player to improve every aspect of your play.
Yep. And I'm back, sorry, I know it's kind of unprofessional of me, but I have some siblings and I have some relatives that live out of country, and when they call, it's kind of a big deal, and that's who it actually was, so.
Gotcha. Do you need to go then, or...?
Oh, no.
Okay.
They want to talk to my parents.
Gotcha.
Me. How's that? But I'm at the 5-second mark.
All right.
I'm ready to go over this whenever you are.
All right, in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Okay, I'll give